Hi everybody, as a new player to the Monster Hunter series, I want to share with you my opinion about things that I think should be improved based on my experience with the beta. Now straight from the start I want to share with you that I'm just in love with this game. I enjoy every single moment I play with it, but the beginning it was pretty confusing for me because I really know basically what should I do. I just should focus on quests and which quests, are there any main quests, and what was related to the lobbies and how everything is connected. It was very confusing for me to know, well, what should I do next? What should I focus on? Now, there is the first monster elimination that you need to do. That I understand, but after that, I didn't know what to focus on. Basically, the game just throws you into the world and just go and do your stuff. And actually, by the way, I like that idea, but it was confusing at first. Especially when you open the map and you see all this stuff and what I should focus on, what is that? There's so many things on the map and it's just like, this is something I expect to see when I play a game, I don't know, like several days and seeing lots of content. It doesn't build itself up, everything is just available straight from the beginning. Now I'm not sure by the way if when the game launches it's going to be more limited at first, I'm not sure, but it seems like, you know, the server is basically a living open world where other players are doing this stuff and you can basically just get to see everything straight from the start. So if you know more, let me know in the comment section below. Another thing I didn't understand even yet, and I actually searched for it, is that my health bar actually getting shrunk. I still don't understand what it is, how to solve it. So things like that are not really explained properly, so they're kind of, you know, I need to search for it basically. Now regarding the combat, it feels to me, and again, I don't expect like Souls-like type of combat. Although in some way there are some similarities, like the blocking, you can dodge, the attacks are relatively slow, although there are different weapons, some of them will be faster than others. The way the boss is actually attacks, there are certain moves that you need to know how to dodge and, you know, all this stuff. But it feels like sometimes that the weapon doesn't connect with, well, the flesh. By the way, I feel something similar when I play first-person shooters, some of them, that I don't feel that I'm actually hitting the enemy. Although there are some attacks which I do feel they're connecting, some of them doesn't feel like it. The one that I actually scorch the enemy feels amazing, and that's basically what I want to feel when I'm actually hitting enemies. By the way, the morphing of the ground is amazing, stunning. Now regarding performance, this is quite demanding. I heard that again we are playing on beta, which is an older version of the game, and the game will be better at launch. So I do hope so. I can play on Ultra on the 3070 Ti, even on 2K in performance, FSR 3 and frame generation. But definitely felt to me that, well, if you want to reach a broader audience, this is pretty demanding game, at least as of the beta. And again, mentioning this is not demo, this is just a pre-release version of the game, right? So it doesn't reflect the final version. But I was skeptical if the engine itself is not capable, but definitely it is capable based on what I've seen. But it seems like that more optimizations are needed. The other thing is, well, I actually searched for it in the settings. Why can I see the health bar on monsters that I'm fighting against? Now there is a time limit for some of the fight. You can actually see it on the right corner, and basically if you don't finish it in time, you lose. So when you jump into a fight, you don't really know. You know how much time left, but you don't know actually the age bar. So how you can actually predict, you know, if you can actually finish the fight or not in a timely manner. Now at the same breath, I can say that actually jumping into it actually make it a bit more exciting, because again, I don't know when I'm going to finish it, so I try kind of my best to push through hard. But sometimes maybe you don't have enough time in order to do things and you just prefer ditching and just wasting your time because your gear is not enough to actually, you know, be capable of actually defeating the monster in the time that is left. And when of course you get experience, you get better idea if you have a chance or not at all. I mean, imagine a new player getting into the fight, don't know if it's actually strong enough or not. And again, of course, different monsters have different strengths. Am I just wasting like my time right now? I need to wait, I don't know, like 15 minutes and waste my time? Or should I know basically if I'm capable of defeating this monster? So this is something you're gonna get definitely from experience, but I don't have experience. So what? Am I gonna waste hours like that? And you can definitely see the damage numbers is there. So you can get a relative indication based on the damage you're actually dealing. So, you know, other things and other items that you have, so you can kind of construct and understanding whether you're capable of defeating this monster in a timely manner or not. But again, I'm going to add that in the same breath, it feels more organic and more exciting fighting like that, for sure, rather than seeing the HP bar. So yeah, so maybe there is a way. I don't know. Based on what I've seen, I haven't found anything like that, so it seems like this is by design. But I can also see a reason where, you know, a new player gets into the game and they're fighting a monster and they're doing so little damage, they just get like, come on, are you kidding me? But yeah, that's the idea. If you see that you're not dealing lots of damage, you're probably gonna, you know, prioritize which monsters you're actually fighting. Anyway, it should be coming from experience, but it seems like the experience is the only thing you can actually get a better understanding on that, or just playing with other players who already have experience. Maybe that's a great thing, especially considering this is a co-op multiplayer. Another thing is the quest board. I think it looks outrageous. Some of the UI look nice, some just look, I don't know, totally off. And it was like, why design so beautiful game? And then you see the UI, it looks like one made from the, I don't know, like early 90s. So much colors, so confusing and so not nice. So anyway, I didn't like the UI, the quest UI and other parts of the UI. Anyway, I think should be improved. Now, regarding the map, I don't know if we're going to expand later on, but the maps are pretty large and lots of enemies kind of spread around the map. But it's really not as big as I thought it is. You know, you're basically running a lot for certain locations, but it's not like this is a huge open world. It's pretty, you know, you can get to one side to the other pretty fast. And I really wanted some more interesting big biomes and stuff, like, you know, big open world game. I think that would be insane, but maybe I'm asking too much. I don't know. If you're a complaint, let me know in the comment section. Another thing is that some of the fights felt very scripted. A certain monster go to a certain location where you can actually climb and then go to the cave. It feels very scripted. I wanted something a bit more, to be more dynamic, because again, this is the main thing in the game. And based on what I've tried so far, there aren't really lots of big monsters in the game. Am I missing something? It seems like those I actually see are just kind of repeating themselves. So how many monsters there are in the game? I don't know, like 10 big monsters, 20, 30, 40 gonna be it in? I don't know. It's kind of like, I really don't get it yet. Yeah, as a new player, I mean, it seems like there are not a lot of variety of big monsters to fight. So I'm asking myself whether at some point I'm just gonna get bored and that's it. I also don't understand how the endgame works in this game. Again, as a new player to the game, just playing it, like, is there anything extra that opened up where, you know, you get something like increased difficulty, or you get into a raid or something where you fight several monsters at the same time? Is there something like that? Now, I did kind of search for it, and some people mentioned maybe seasonal events will return, but to be honest, I want something like, you know, they injecting something that maybe like is a live world and they can inject monsters and new ones, you know, without releasing a DLC or something. I did hear that some of the monster will just, you know, spawn in at, you know, certain time, so you need to be there in time and prepare in order to beat them. But something more than that. So, you know, there's a new monster that actually injected maybe, let's say, in October, for example. And you know, we don't know when to expect it, and then it can actually do a sound, and maybe other monsters will come to help, and it's going to be like a big raid, many players actually fighting against, and something more dynamic and exciting. I'm not sure if there's going to be something like that. I'm raising a few thoughts and I'm telling myself, wow, if something more dynamic in this game can happen, I mean, lots of dynamic content can be injected into a live game, that would be insane. And something like that, like in Fortnite, you know, when the map suddenly changes and the atmosphere changes and, you know, the big monster appears suddenly. You know what I mean? Is there something like that in the game? I mean, will there be something like that in the game where it actually existed before? So overall, these are a few things that I'm kind of worried about in the game. So it felt like, I mean, things that I would have wanted, and some crazy things that I thought about can be amazing. Maybe some of them in the game, maybe some not. Maybe it's more limited in the scope more than I actually thought. But it doesn't take from the fact that I really enjoy my time in the beta and looking forward to play the game. So let me know. Again, this is a new game after all, right? I think it's also a bigger scope compared to the previous titles. So they might add some things that, you know, many players actually we don't know about, basically, and they can surprise us. So again, I'm not sure what their plans are. If you know more, let me know in the comment section below. Things related to what I mentioned, and maybe other things you are worried about in the game or not. Let me know in the comment section below. Thanks for watching.